Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting us. We're always looking for new stories to adapt. So if you have a scary story you'd like to submit, please use the link in the description or pinned comment. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more terrifying tales. Now let's jump right into it. The woods are silent, stretching out for miles and miles. They seem to swallow all noise and light, holding secrets close in their dark embrace. For some, these hushed spaces can feel empty, lonely, perhaps even a little unnerving. But for those who understand the language of the trees, they become a sanctuary, a solace from the clamor of the world. The woods whisper stories of resilience and renewal, revealing a strength born from quiet contemplation. In the hush of the forest, one can truly listen, not just to the gentle rustle of leaves or the birdsong echoing through the canopy, but also to the profound silence within oneself. This is a space where thoughts can settle, where introspection can flourish, and where understanding dawns patiently in the stillness. Our protagonist has always felt drawn to the solitude of the woodlands. As a child, they found solace in the woods near their home, exploring the nooks and crannies of nature with innocent delight. However, something in the protagonist's life changed, causing them to yearn for a deeper connection with the woods. The familiar hills and valleys no longer held the magic that they once did. Instead, a longing grew within them, pulling them towards the unknown depths of the wilderness. One evening, while poring over well-worn maps and hiking guides, a detail caught the protagonist's eye. Tucked away in a remote corner of one such book, they discovered a mention of an unexplored region in the Highlands, a place shrouded in mystery and untouched by the eyes of modern explorers. The Highlands beckoned with an allure too strong to resist. It whispered promises of untamed beauty and untrodden paths. The protagonist felt an irresistible urge to venture forth. They packed their bag with essential supplies, each item weighing heavily in their hands, knowing that once they crossed the threshold into the unknown, return would be impossible. With a heart full of anticipation and a spirit of adventure, the protagonists set out on their journey. They stood at the edge of the known world, ready to step into the vast expanse of the wilderness. As the protagonist ventured further into the wilderness, they encountered signs that hinted at the presence of others who had dared to venture into these parts. Faded trails, remnants of old cabins, and barely discernible tracks in the mud spoke of a history of human exploration and habitation. These traces served as both a comfort and a reminder of the protagonist's isolation. They were not the first to explore this rugged terrain, nor would they likely be the last. Each step into the heart of the wilderness brought the protagonist closer to the elusive paradise described in the ancient texts. The forest grew thicker, the trees reaching out to form a verdant canopy overhead. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense foliage, casting the forest floor in a perpetual state of soft shadow. The air grew heavy with the scent of pine and damp earth, carrying the sweet murmur of hidden streams. It was a world apart, untouched and timeless. Suddenly, the protagonist emerged into a clearing, and before them lay a sight of breathtaking beauty. A crystal-clear river snaked through the emerald-green valley, its waters reflecting the azure sky above. The river tumbled over smooth stones, its melody mingling with the chorus of birdsong that echoed through the ancient trees. Sunlight poured through breaks in the canopy, painting shimmering patterns on the water's surface. It was a sanctuary of tranquility, a place where the world's worries seemed to fade into insignificance. As the protagonist basked in the serene beauty of this hidden paradise, they felt a profound sense of peace wash over them. It was a moment of pure bliss, a feeling of being utterly connected to the rhythms of nature. Here, amidst the whispering trees and the babbling brook, the protagonist felt a sense of belonging that had eluded them for so long. One evening, as twilight began to paint the sky in hues of purple and orange, The protagonists sat by the riverbank, lost in the beauty of their surroundings. Suddenly, a twig snapped in the nearby bushes, breaking the tranquility of the moment. The protagonists turned their head to investigate, their heart pounding in their chest. Emerging from the undergrowth was a lone figure, their features obscured by the fading light. The individual carried a walking stick and wore a long hooded coat that concealed their face. The newcomer stopped in their tracks, turning to face the protagonist. As the firelight danced in their eyes, the protagonist caught a glimpse of a weathered face, etched with lines of age and experience. The stranger's gaze was intense, piercing through the facade of civilization that the protagonist had carefully constructed. In that instant, the protagonist felt a sense of vulnerability, as though the stranger had seen through to their core. Days turned into weeks as the protagonist continued their explorations, venturing deeper into the heart of the wilderness. During one such excursion, they stumbled upon an ancient burial ground, hidden away from prying eyes. Here, beneath the shade of gnarled, moss-covered headstones, lay the remains of those who had come before, their stories lost to the passage of time. The protagonist felt a profound sense of connection to these silent souls, recognizing the shared human experience that transcended the boundaries of time. As they stood among the weathered graves, a deep appreciation for the fragility of life and the enduring power of nature settled upon them. Throughout their journey, the protagonist couldn't shake off a growing unease. The tranquility of their surroundings was occasionally punctuated by unsettling sounds, distant howls that sent shivers down their spine, and whispers on the wind that seemed to carry voices from beyond the grave. These eerie occurrences, though infrequent, served as haunting reminders of the untamed wildness that lay dormant beneath the forest's serene beauty. Despite these unsettling encounters, the protagonist pressed on, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire to understand the profound silence that permeated these ancient woods. In a secluded part of the forest, the protagonist discovered an old and weathered journal lying on a moss-covered rock. Its pages, filled with faded ink, chronicled the experiences of a hermit who had sought solace in these very woods many years ago. The hermit's words painted a vivid picture of life in solitude, revealing the profound introspection and spiritual growth that had come from their isolation. The protagonist felt inspired by the hermit's story, finding strength and wisdom in their tale of resilience and self-discovery. The protagonist finally decided to confront their fears and delve deeper into the heart of the forest, seeking answers to the haunting occurrences that had shadowed their journey. Armed with newfound courage, the protagonist pushed forward. The forest seemed to respond to their determination, revealing its secrets slowly and deliberately. The protagonist came across a hidden glade, bathed in ethereal light. In the center stood a majestic oak, its branches reaching towards the heavens. As they approached the tree, the protagonist felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over them. Beneath the oak's protective canopy, the protagonist sat in silent contemplation, seeking a deeper understanding of the forest's mysteries. In that moment of quiet reflection, they realized that the true essence of the woods lay not in the absence of life, but in the profound interconnectedness of all living things. The forest was alive, breathing, pulsing with a vibrant energy that had sustained countless lives for centuries. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the protagonist knew it was time to return to the hermit's cabin. The journey back was filled with a newfound clarity. The forest, once a source of fear and uncertainty, now seemed like a welcoming embrace. The unsettling sounds that had once disturbed the protagonist now seemed like the whispers of ancient wisdom. Upon reaching the cabin, the protagonist found solace in its sturdy walls, feeling a sense of security after weeks spent in the open wilderness. The interior of the cabin was cozy and inviting, with a hearth at one end and shelves laden with books and herbs lining the walls. The hermit's presence was palpable, as though their spirit lingered in the very rafters of the cabin. The protagonist settled in for the night, gathering fallen logs for a fire. As the flames crackled and danced, casting flickering shadows on the cabin walls, the protagonist felt a surge of gratitude for the wisdom and resilience of the hermit who had lived here before them. The solitude of the night was no longer daunting, but rather comforting. The protagonist slept soundly, lulled by the symphony of crickets and the rustling of leaves outside the cabin. It was a night of peaceful slumber, a respite from the journey's challenges. And with that, we reach the end of this terrifying tale. What did you think? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling stories. Thanks for watching and happy haunting.